If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Federal government intensifies effort to ensure transparency in official transactions, launches web disclosure portal to monitor all PPP contracts in the country. High Court sitting in Port Harcourt finds 5 policemen guilty of extrajudicial killing of 2 friends in a bush in Oyibo Council of Rivers State. 5 South African police officers arraigned in court for allegedly robbing a Nigerian of $61,000 in 2015. And United Nations seeks focus on diplomatic efforts rather than rhetoric to resolve the North Korea nuclear crisis. And just to quickly remind you that for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. And log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. And here's a look at some of the pictures that were sent in to us today. Let's begin with this good news coming in from Buhari Plaza in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Remember, we showed you a picture of an electricity pole that was almost falling on an overhead tank? Well, now our Eyewitness reporter says the pole has been fixed after the picture was uploaded on our Eyewitness platform early this week. He says the community is grateful to both the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company and Channels Television for helping them avert danger. Next is this photo of a flooded area from New Road in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. Our Eyewitness reporter says that several buildings have been submerged and is pleading with the state government to come to their aid. Still in Port Harcourt, here's an image of a bad road in Iliozo town. Our Eyewitness reporter says it makes it difficult for them to move around, especially during the rainy season. And our final picture is from Lokoja, the Kogi State capital. It shows a gully which our Eyewitness reporter claims was caused by heavy rainfall. He says many houses and property have been destroyed. Thanks a lot for all your pictures, and do send us some more. The Lagos State government has ordered owners and operators of articulated vehicles, trailers and petrol tankers to stay away from the Apapa area of the city and its environs until it's able to find a solution to the traffic situation there. The Acting Commissioner for Transportation in the state, Mr. Olariwaju Elegushi, explains that the directive would be enforced to ease the stress motorists face on the road every day. He says the gridlock is worsened by the current rehabilitation of some roads and other minor ones, which led to the closure of some roads in Apapa.
We appeal to the owners and operators of the articulated vehicle or trailer, petroleum tankers, to please stay away from Lagos for now, pending the resolution of the challenge, which we believe will soon be over. They are advised to park at Ogere Trailer Park and such other parks outside the state. Consequently, relevant government agencies like LASMA and LASEMA and the RRS will be stationed at the key gateway into Lagos State to ensure compliance while we use this whole of the weekend to restore order and sanity on the roads already affected by this avoidable logjam. We would, however, like to reassure Lagosians that we are on top of the situation and shall give it all it takes to ensure its resolution as quickly as possible.
Let's cross over to Abuja now. Here's Makwe Ogun. Makwe.
Well, hello and thank you, Ijoma. The effect of the recent floods that ravaged communities in Benue State is still being felt, and the state government is appealing to the federal government and other concerned individuals and organizations to help mitigate the devastation. Governor Samuel Otom regretted his government's inability to rehabilitate the affected areas owing to paucity of funds. He's, however, asking the federal government to assist the state in finding a permanent solution to the perennial problem of flooding there.
The sorrow, tears and pain left behind by the early morning downpour of August 27, 2017 is still being felt by residents of the state as the state governor reels in pain on how to rebuild the affected local government areas.
Thank you.
At a news conference in Abuja, the state governor appeals for assistance in addition to the dredging of the river Benue by the federal government.
Benue state government is making arrangements to amend some of those repairs, but honestly, it is beyond our capacity to restore the damage that was caused as a result of this flooding. We look forward for good-spirited individuals, organizations, corporate bodies, international organizations to come to our aid.
Away from the effect of the flood and appeal for assistance, the governor reaffirms the commitment of the people of Benue State to a united Nigeria and cautions those calling for division of the country.
Let us, whether we're agitating for restructuring, whether we want anything done, it is important that we must remember that we have no other country other than Nigeria. So there are laws guiding the country, and as a people we must be law-abiding, and at all times we must know that it is the law that is guiding us not to exceed our boundaries.
The August 27, 2017 torrential downpour, which displaced over 100,000 residents, caused the river Benue to overflow its banks across the marshy plains around Makurdi, washing off a deluge of muddy water into thousands of homes in 21 out of 23 local government areas.
Meanwhile, the terror attacks in the northeastern part of Nigeria may have eased off in recent times, but one major problem that is yet to be solved is the scarcity of food. At least more than 1.9 million people in that region are still in urgent need of food and shelter, and that's according to the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. The country director for the agency in Nigeria, Mr. Samuel Bwala, is asking for more support for the victims of the attack as it continues to empower some of them.
It's been 8 years since the emergence of Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, but even before then, communities in the region were vulnerable and struggling to survive due to several circumstances. The rebel group worsened the situation, resulting in difficult times for the people, especially women and youths. According to the United Nations Development Program, about 250,000 households and urgent needs of food, shelter, and other social infrastructure. This training program of selected youths from Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe State is part of the UNDP's effort towards ensuring early recovery needs are met through skills acquisition.
UNDP is building on activities focusing on empowering internally displaced people with skills that would enable them to have sources of livelihoods. The great news here is that UNDP has not just trained these graduates, but has gone further to provide them with necessary tools and equipment required to start up their private practice in their various fields.
While this may have commenced, state official from Borno State speaks about all the challenges.
We embarked on the provision of amenities for the displaced people, especially when you go to Bama. Bama is completely destroyed. But now, the government now has just gone to build Bama from scratch.
For the UNDP, the agency says it will remain in the northeast for a considerable time.
The United Nations Development Program will still stay in the northeast for some time because we are a development agency. We do not coordinate per se the delivery of humanitarian aid. What UNDP does is to coordinate recovery efforts in the northeast, meaning that development interventions in the northeast, starting from the early recovery to recovery, building resilience in those communities and ensuring that development occurs in those communities in a sustainable fashion is what is our responsibility.
The program, which focuses on the plight of IDPs, refugees and migrants throughout the world, demonstrates that hope and opportunity still exist when peace is given a chance. Though the number of graduates may be small, but to the UNDP, they represent a lot of hope for others and the communities they come from.
And in order to fast-track the development of West Africa, there is a need for the immediate implementation of a harmonized educational system in the sub-region. The ECOWAS Commissioner for Education, Science and Culture, Mr. Hamidou Boli, made the point in Abuja at a meeting of ECOWAS experts in education. He said a program for better harmonization of the educational system of the region and the development of human capital based on a knowledge economy is to begin soon.
We are trying to harmonize everything to make the people in the region being able to move around and get the knowledge and improve their skill and really be a hard worker and ready worker for the development of the region. This is our aim at ECOWAS now, giving people the possibility to access practical knowledge and being a real entrepreneurs. Because diploma is sometimes those who want to work with the public service and other things. We want people to have a know-how and really being able to go on the field and developing by themselves.
And at a subnational level in Nasarawa State, Governor Tanko Almakura is soliciting international collaboration to improve key sectors of the state's economy in order to better the lot of the people. He believes the move will open a vista of development for the state and scale up its revenue base. The governor was speaking at the State House in Lafayette, the state capital, when he hosted the ambassadors of some Scandinavian countries.
Son of the soil. I would like to open a new vista for a relationship in the field of agriculture, health, education, real estate between Nassau State and these countries. As a matter of fact, we will be highly interested in collaboration and support from these countries. We are trying to package what we call comprehensive special school, one of the largest in the whole of this country, that is supposed to take care of people living with disability. We have built the school and we are in the process of furnishing it for takeoff in January. And we are inviting the Nordic countries to come and collaborate with us with a view to adding value in special education.
Governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura. Now, when the News at 10 returns, Honeywell Flour Mills PLC approves a total dividend of 500 million naira for its shareholders at its 8th annual general meeting in Lagos.